Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin. Today we are going to be sampling, what used to be one of my go-to bourbons, which is the Michter's bourbon, the straight bourbon. Before we get into all the conversations, this past weekend was my birthday, and as part of my birthday thing, I like to, and July is Sarcoma Awareness Month. We are rebooting the fundraiser that we did last year in July for the Sarcoma Foundation. Anything between now and the end of July that you donate, we will match. It's a great foundation. They fund a lot of research into a cancer that is very hard to treat, and they're just kind of important too.
And we appreciate your support. And as always, it doesn't have to be a large donation.
Nope.
Every little bit counts, but we would appreciate your support
Absolutely.
with this fundraiser.
Back to the bourbon.
Back to Michter's.
So, Michter's has a long lineage.
This is his third name.
Yes, it is the third name, and it technically started as a rye distillery.
Yep.
They claim all the way back to 1753.
Mm-hmm. Shenk's?
Shenk's distillery.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds right. They started making a rye. I have to assume probably like their region and the type of rye that they would be making is probably very similar to the Old Overholt region. Mm-hmm. They kind of suffered the same fate. They bounced around, changed ownership, changed names, which Overholt didn't do, and then ultimately ended up in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So very similar path between those two whiskeys.
That's true. Very true. Everything up there.
I don't know if
so start off at Shenk's, and it went to Bomberger's.
Bomberger's, yeah.
And then who was it? I'm trying to think.
We're going heavy pour.
Lou Forman. It was his kid. He named it after his two kids.
Yeah.
Michael and Peter. Came up with Michter's. So,
we're going heavy.
Bottle kill.
Bottle kill. Thumbs up for the bottle kill. Let's see. Interesting parts. Again, very similar to. So I remember Old Overholt was super loved by like Doc Holliday and all of that. Well, this goes back a touch further, and they were George Washington apparently went and bought their whiskey
for their distillery
troops in Valley Forge.
When they had to hunker down
for the winter.
Through the winter.
So there's a lot of history around this. At some point,
that's a general you want to fight for.
Yeah, Miami whiskey, hell yeah. And then they went bankrupt. And then somewhere around in the 1990s.
Kind of like Overholt bought and then relocated.
Yeah, not bought by like Beam, which Overholt was, but two guys, they realized that there was a name here, there was a history here, so they decided to go and buy the trademark and opened it in Kentucky.
I have visited this, I guess kind of more their satellite location.
They have a couple different places now.
Downtown Louisville. It was a very popular place the day we were there. They got a really nice rooftop bar. It's all Michter's cocktails up there. Nice. So you can go up there, smoke a stove, have a pour. Also, you can go in there and you can pour your own bottle. You get to go back in the way back.
Okay.
The day I was there, it wasn't choose your own flavor. It was
the rye. Right? Yeah, I remember you telling me that one.
Which I enjoy. A friend of mine, that's like his go-to for Manhattans, makes a great Manhattan.
Yep.
And they had a bunch of other stuff there that other bottles you could buy.
Yeah.
But kind of cool to go fill your own bottle, but I just wasn't in the mood or in the market for a rye.
Yeah, and we do have the rye to do. That'll be coming out, I don't know, at some point. They do go with small batch. And they are very, very strict to that small batch because they are only able to put in, I want to say it's 20 barrels, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Like that's all they can put into their holding bin that goes into their bottling line. So it's small batch.
Yeah.
There's a little rye on that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. That's funny. But a lot of sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, caramels, brown sugars, a little bit of rye spice.
Very smooth.
Same thing on the palate, though. Sweet.
Very, very sweet.
Little bit of a spice in there, almost to the point of like a mint spice in there, but sweet, sweet, sweet.
The vanilla, the honey.
Brown sugar and caramel is really strong for me. 91.4 proof. So it's solid. It's right in the line of a lot of other whiskeys in that range. No age statement, though it is straight Kentucky with no age statement, which means it's over 4 years. That's about all we got on that one. They don't talk about their mash bill. They really just don't talk too much about their process or anything like that. I do know that they have some of the most sought after bottles once you go past their baseline.
The one this past week, or a couple weekends ago.
So all right, so their baseline is 3, maybe 4. I'm going to say 4. So they have the bourbon, they have the rye, they have the American whiskey, and they have the sour mash. And those are kind of like their baseline 4. Then they have some toasted barrel ones. And then they get some age statement or barrel proof ones. And then as you're doing that, the rarity and the price goes up materially. And
I think I bought the sour mash when I was there. I think that's what I bought.
Okay. Yeah, the Michter's 25
Good luck.
Is sought after. That's the best I can say. I was at a auction and they were auctioning off, and that was number 1 to go. And I want to say it retailed, that one in particular retails for like $450 or something like that. And they got to buy it for retail. And there are people in the parking lot willing to pay cash, seven grand cash on the spot. And apparently their 10 has a pretty good secondary market. The 10 years should be something like $100 to $125-ish dollars. So there's a crazy market for their more aged or specialty releases. Now, back to this particular bottle. So we got 91.4 proof. We've got at least 4 years old. This is usually mid-40s. That's usually what we see.
And it's pretty rare. I mean, everywhere you go, it's pretty. You can find.
It's usually around. Yes.
You're gonna find 2 out of the 3, 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Sometimes 4. It's a common one at the most liquor stores.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too hard to find, but yeah, sometimes they don't have the bourbon, they'll have the American or the rye or whatever it is. One of the things they do is they actually cycle their HVAC. So in their rick houses, it's got full HVAC, and they heat it and cool it to have multiple cycles in a year.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the idea is to bring out more of the sugars, more of the barrel impact in a shorter amount of time. Makes more sense than playing music to the barrels. So I kind of like that makes sense.
You making fun of Blacken?
I am. I don't see how that makes sense expense-wise. It's gonna be expensive to heat and cool a rick house. You know, like that much to make I have to assume to actually have a barrel impact, you probably have to swing by 20, 30 degrees. I don't know what the cycle is, if they do it once a month or every other month or something like that, but whew, that's expensive.
I'm thinking, that's a 25-year bottle.
Has a lot of cycles in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I don't know what the frequency of the cycle is, but if it's every other month or each quarter, it goes through a heating and cooling cycle.
It's quarterly.
That's going to accelerate the aging of the whole process. The other interesting one.
Do you think when it's in the summer months, they heat it so it gets extra hot?
No, they probably just turn off the air conditioning, let the temperature come up, and then turn on the air conditioning and pull it down. Yes?
I don't know. Well, they didn't have a tour available when I went, so I would have got all this information.
Well, you went to the downtown one, right?
Yeah, but
what is that called? That's the Fort something or other?
Yeah, but even like when we did Old Forester at a tour, they went through the whole process just at their satellite location.
Okay.
They didn't offer, or maybe the wait was too long. I can't remember which, but
a full tour of Michter.
That would be interesting.
I'd really like to go to that because, again, it's just a lineup where I really enjoy a lot of their whiskeys, and it'd be good I'd be interested to go see what a tour there is like. They did say that because of that cycling that they're doing, it increases the amount of angel share impact, which makes sense. I mean, the heating and cooling and how much is getting pulled into the barrels and all that kind of stuff. The other I'm going to say weird. They put it in at 103 proof.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be a little higher.
Yeah, I mean...
Like 20?
Well, legal limit is 125. So I've heard of ones doing 110s and 115s so that they don't have to proof it down as much to get down there. They're putting it at 103, bringing it down to 91. So even their barrel proof is probably 105-ish. You know, I haven't seen a barrel proof from them, so I can't answer that question. But I'd love to. But
again, I'd love to understand behind the scenes why.
They really were focused on, even though they get less product per barrel, they think that that proof pulls in more of the sweetness, the sugars, the caramels from the barrel. Mm-hmm. That was all on their website. That's what that was saying. It's pretty cool. It's an interesting concept, but none of this makes like financial sense. You know, I'm running the numbers going, nope. Though it does make sense why their baseline whiskeys have to be in the 40s. Yeah. I don't think they can afford to release a $30 or a 20 some odd dollar like Buffalo Trace. Mm-mm. You just can't do it. They're not doing it on the same scale as Buffalo Trace, and they're doing all this extra steps that just adds to the cost.
Solar. That's all I'm gonna
Sure.
Solar.
Go solar.
Oh, interesting concept though.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of really kind of cool things, but that all goes back to I really want to try like the 10-year and the 25-year and all that kind of stuff. I'm never going to be able to, at least not the 25. I'm never going anywhere near that.
The Michter 10, our best bet's
doable.
Probably finding it at a restaurant.
Probably.
And paying a little more than we...
Can we bring a handshake bottle?
To do it for the show.
To bring home?
We'll ask for it and eat.
I want 2 ounces, like a little funnel. Maybe. That might actually happen. We'll see.
Well, you know, if you get the full 2-ounce pour.
That's true. You're ripping me off. It's a good bourbon.
I enjoy the lineup. I enjoy this one more than the American whiskey.
Yeah, the American whiskey, I want to say just had there was a little bit of like a artificial sweetener flavor profile to it. It could have just been part of the flavor profile or the fact that they're cycling their barrels. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what's caused that, but it tasted a little funny. This is solid. It's a solid bourbon. The rye is actually really good. I got that.
It makes an awesome Manhattan, though.
I'm sure. Maybe we'll be doing a Manhattan with the Michter's rye at some point on the cocktail episode. Overall, it's good whiskey.
For $40-ish.
Yeah, if you want something a little bit different than whatever you're going to get in your $20 to $30 range, you know, an Evan Williams or a Buffalo Trace or a Beam type product, like an old tub. If you want something a little bit different, this is different. It's nice. Give it a shot. I think it's worth it.
All those other ones are really good, though.
They're all good. Yeah, I didn't name off anything that's not drinkable.
For the price.
Yeah, they're all drinkable. This is just something I would give it a shot if you see it.
Well, we got the rye.
We got the rye.
So let's be on the lookout for.
Yeah, well, yeah, that'll come. You said you got the sour mash?
It's gone.
It's gone. All right.
It's gone.
We got it. That's one. I want to get the sour mash and toasted barrel. Those are all findable. Once you get past that, it gets a little crazy.
I feel like the lady when I bought it, she said that's. I want to say it's only available up there.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's blowing smoke or not, but
that's okay because conveniently I know somebody that's going to be driving through up there.
Yeah.
So maybe he can find one.
Yeah, I'll just add it to the list of things that I'm supposed to be looking for. So maybe I'll luck out and it'll be at the same location. It's a very recognizable brand.
Absolutely.
Solid product.
Yep.
I think even the American whiskey. I mean, they're worth, in mid-30s, 40s.
Yeah.
Even the sour mash is pretty solid. So rye definitely is delicious. But
yeah, very good.
Hopefully track down some of the other ones. I enjoyed this bottle kill.
Yeah. It's a good bottle kill.
Hopefully you enjoyed it too, virtually. So No, we thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, as always, swipe that like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Again, if you have the means, please donate to the Sarcoma Foundation. The link is down in the description. We'd very much appreciate that. And thank you very much for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.